So the coronavirus has been impacting the entire world. You've probably seen news and media coverage, and obviously now with over 100,000 infected, with multiple deaths now, over 4,000, and with economic turmoil happening in global economies and quarantines, there's a lot of drama, and it's causing a lot of fear and panic, and even asking many, how should we respond and what should we do? Well, at the same time, we believe that inside of every obstacle is hidden opportunity, especially for content creators. So in this video, we're actually going to be breaking down 5 kind of ways to use the coronavirus if you have time from home, if your life has been disrupted, to try to maximize it and respond in such a way that's best for your family, for you as a content creator, or even if you haven't started creating content, looking at this whole situation from a different perspective and maybe a different lens that can help to your advantage. But hey, if you're new to this channel, it's called Video Influencers, and it was co-founded by Benji Travis. And so Benji, what is this channel all about?
Welcome to Video Influencers, where we're helping build your influence, income, impact with online videos. Sean and I, we started this channel to help you crush it on this platform. We have interviews with the top platform content creators, as well as some videos like this sharing our best practices. So if you're new here, consider subscribing, hit that like button, and let's get started. And let me tell you something. We're not immune to the coronavirus. Sean and I, our teams, our businesses, our lives have been affected. And so naturally, there's a lot of problems that arise when you have an incident like this. Number one, sickness and death. It's very obvious. People are worried about their family's well-being. They're worried for their health, and they're, like Sean mentioned, lots of deaths all over the world. Secondly, quarantine. People are not going to events. Events are getting canceled. People are being told to, stay at home. So there's not as much of a economy going on. Thirdly, the economic impact. I don't know if you've seen, but there's a huge crash going on right now in the stock market. Businesses are hedging. They're getting more conservative. There's a lot of uncertainty. And when there's a lot of uncertainty, you can almost guarantee that there's going to be effects in the economy, which will affect your pocketbook. And this is why Sean and I want to go live today and talk about this, because we do believe there's some huge opportunities for you to capitalize on. Now, we don't want to be insensitive to any families have been affected. Obviously, I'm here in Seattle, Washington. We've actually had some major cases of death arising. So I'm very aware with the reality of what coronavirus can do to a person, to a family, to a community, but also we want to be as positive and optimistic as possible. So Sean, hit us with that first point and let's dive right into it.
Yeah, and so the title of this video is our response to the coronavirus and really how to turn obstacles into opportunities during a crisis. And our first tip is that every obstacle contains hidden opportunity. And we know, approaching this with sensitivity, we don't want to make light of a virus or make light of people getting sick. But at some level, there's things you can't control. We can't control if your school is getting shut down. We can't control if an event just got canceled. We can't control if your import-export is affecting your business or whatever it is. We can't control whether potentially if we get sick, we can be cautious and make smart decisions. But at the same time, what can we control? One of the things we're seeing is a lot of businesses are telling their people to work from home in a lot of cases. They're trying to have less travel. So we're seeing more time spent at home, which also means for content creators, more people at home consuming content. So ask yourself, what is the opportunity inside of this obstacle? I think that sometimes giving perspective and getting to spend time at home or quarantined a little bit gives us time to reflect and maybe connect with family. But couldn't you be creating content during this time and making more videos? We believe there's a lot of opportunity on YouTube, and we're going to be talking about some monetization strategies. But TikTok's hot right now. What if you grab your family and start making a bunch of TikTok videos? What we mean is there opportunity for you to build your business, build a business, start a business, create income on the side, while you're in these circumstances. And while people are looking for entertainment, while people are looking for a way to take their mind off of this, or where people are looking for news and all these different aspects, what is the hidden opportunity in this obstacle for you? And how can you maximize this? And Benji, you have a few other kind of perspectives of opportunity in the midst of this challenge, right?
Absolutely. And yeah, just to get us started, and I'm going to also echo some of the things that Sean said, let's look at those hidden opportunities, all right? So number one, the opportunity is there's more time available to you, as naturally you're going to be home, you're not going to be at work, you have time to actually create content. This is a big deal because one of the number one excuses people have when they're starting a YouTube channel or they're creating content is, I don't have enough time. Well, I can tell you, just by looking at the streets and the ghost town of downtown Seattle and just seeing how people are avoiding public areas, that people have more time because they're not commuting to work. They're not at work, right? Schools are getting shut down. So ask yourself, do you have more time? And if you do, that is great. All right, point number two is more attention on social media and YouTube. So naturally, when people are at home, unless they're creating content, they're consuming content. So this opportunity is big for you, the content creator, to take advantage of more traffic on YouTube, on social media. Sean mentioned TikTok. I bet you they're getting more and more people sign up for TikTok just to consume all these small videos, especially in a time of despair. People are looking to social media either for news and updates or even entertainment to get their minds off of this. So you, as a content creator, as somebody that's starting a channel, should take advantage of this and create more content so you can get in front of people's attention. The third big opportunity here is the economic shift that is happening. You know, the reality is more people are going to be avoiding public areas, going to events, going out to restaurants to eat. So they're going to have more reliance on e-commerce, on delivery services. So again, this is an opportunity for you as a digital creator to start a home-based business that is serving the digital community. These are huge opportunities, again, in the midst of chaos and people running for fear and basically putting their head in the ground, for you to look at the opportunity. You know, a line I literally just came up with right now is, rather than living in fear, look and prepare for future opportunity. One thing that we've seen in history repeat over and over and over is when there is an economic crisis, most people run and hide. Those who are still taking care of their families, right? In this case, protecting their health, having all the precautions that are set by the, you know, like the governments and the World Health Organization, or here the CDC, but still keeping their eyes out for, where can I shift my business? What are the opportunities I can capitalize on? Will literally come out of all this much, much better and actually profit from some of the opportunities that are arising. Again, we're not doing this to profit off of, you know, the bad that's happening, but naturally, the world needs to keep going. People still need to eat. They still want to grow their businesses. They still want to do things. And once all the dust settles, where are you going to be at? Sean, anything else you want to, add to this in addition to what I just mentioned?
Yeah, I just want to ask you, influencers, what opportunity can you focus on during this obstacle? And I want to shout out a few people. We're going to be answering a few questions. Thanks for the super chat. Flight Path, we'll hit that up towards the end of the 5 tips. Good to see you, Rich. Good to see you, Hazel. What's up, Neutral Drop? If you're getting value out of this video so far, hit the like button. But the question is, how can you not minimize the obstacle, but focus on what you can control and maximize the opportunities? Which brings us to tip number 2, and that is, we really believe that now is the time to start or scale your YouTube channel. And as Benji mentioned, a lot of times we might say, hey, we don't have enough time. Well, maybe some of your travel's getting canceled. Maybe you are, forced to stay home, or be home more and not go to as many public places. This gives you time to learn new skills. Might be time to binge watch video influencers. We've got a playlist that we'll be sharing with you lately with 5 of our best videos on how to start your channel, how to get views, how to get, how to make money on YouTube. And we have a lot of resources. This channel, it's kind of like a free online college for how to learn YouTube. So maybe you want to start your channel, and maybe this is the time to start it because you have some time to focus. Maybe this is some time to make videos. And again, it could be really easy to get glued to the TV or glued to Twitter stream or glued to the news feed on our phone and just constantly be worrying about things we can't control. We're not saying don't be vigilant. Of course, protect your family, be safe, be wise. But how do you put all this energy into something productive that can provide for your family? And we really think it could be starting a YouTube channel, focusing on maybe another social media channel, but this is a time to double down. Again, we were just thinking about it. We've seen personally events in our industry getting canceled. Tony Robbins' UPW got postponed, got canceled. Coachella is getting pushed back to October now. South by Southwest for the first time ever has been canceled. And a lot of other events and travel, airlines are reducing. So when you think about all of that constriction, how can you create in the midst of a crisis? You got to guard your heart, focus on your mindset, stay positive. But this is a great time. And in just a second, we'll be talking about some specific niches that can really either specific videos or even channels that will really do well during this time. But just ask yourself, how can you really, should you start a channel right now? No excuse. Or how can you scale your YouTube channel and pump out more content? As Samuel said in the live chat, ABC, always be creating. Benji.
And if that wasn't enough to motivate you, let me just talk to you about what is going on in the digital space. Now, we already mentioned people are at home. They're consuming more content because they have a lot more time on their hands, and they will continue to do so. Brands, businesses, they're going to be reliant on digital advertising. Now, naturally, we don't know what's going to happen to the economy and how it's going to affect the budgets of these brands, businesses, and people that advertise. But as less people go out into the world, as more people get isolated and they're really focusing on their devices or their computers or their whatever ways they consume content, advertising is going to be even more important. So ask yourself, do you even have a platform to take advantage of that higher advertising budget that's going to be potentially coming to these platforms, right? And this doesn't change. In fact, this emphasizes the point we've always made here on this channel, as well as so many other content creators. Attention is key. And do you have people's attention? Does your channel have an audience that connects with the products that you're creating in your business that you want to sell to your viewers? So right now, if for nothing else, starting a YouTube channel, starting that social media profile to start building a community so you get that attention, more important than ever, because I'm telling you, especially if this gets worse than what it is now, I mean, we're talking, it's already gotten pretty bad in my opinion, then it's going to be even more important for you to have that influence online. But that's enough of that. Let's talk about point number 3. Sean, do you want to drop us with the third opportunity that we want people to take advantage of?
Yeah, so influencers really lean in for this one because this applies to you directly. Think about how you can pivot your content strategy. What kind of content ideas should you be making right around this time? One of our friends, Silicon Valley Girl, has got a great YouTube channel, and she just talked about how is COVID-19 affecting the Bay Area. And she talked about a topic where it makes sense. That's what's happening now. It's trending. It's in the news. So based on her channel with business advice, she created that. And mutually, I think we might have a clip of that video just to get a look at it, right?
Yes, we do. Let's go ahead and play that right now.
So I just came back home from taking a walk in downtown San Francisco. So what's happening today is the first day when a lot of big companies are working remotely. So for example, 10,000 Salesforce employees were asked to work from home starting today for the next couple of weeks. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn did the same. And I was walking around today in the Salesforce park and I was actually looking at different offices, and yes, they do look empty. Regarding the situation in the streets, they look kind of empty, not like a weekend style empty. Like if you know it's happening every weekend in downtown San Francisco, it kind of dies out. I would say it's 3x less people. But what's interesting is that I've only seen one person wearing a face mask. And I know a lot of doctors are actually saying that face masks do not protect you from getting a virus. They only protect you from spreading it if you already have a virus. And I've also seen a lot of people having their
perfect. So that is kind of a great example, not only a cool perspective into Marina's area of seeing inside of Silicon Valley and seeing inside of kind of the San Francisco area, but also, of course, dropping this video during this time. What kind of video could you create, topic related to your niche, as she's in Silicon Valley, she's covering those types of things? There's another channel, and we may just show a clip or just show the channel, but Dr. K, who's Dr. Karthik Ramadan, he talks a lot about anxiety. He does guided meditations on his channel. And so he did a guided meditation for coronavirus anxiety. And it was like a 10-minute guided meditation. So how can you take your niche, your content, and tie it into this in a way that could maybe be encouraging, educational, news, awareness, things like that? And Benji, I think you have an example as well.
Yeah, of course, I think the opportunity here is to think about how you can position yourself to take advantage of the fact that people are searching coronavirus. But more important than that this is what they care about. This is what's affecting their lives. And so this is a great example of a channel that I like to watch videos from. And he just talks about things to buy at the grocery store that are healthy. He looks at the labels. He talks about different ingredients. And so he just made a video about what you should buy if you're trying to stock up, getting ready for the pandemic, when people have to quarantine and they have to be able to feed themselves for the next 2 weeks. So he made this video, and let's go ahead and play it. And I'm going to actually talk as we're playing through the video. But like I said, he does these videos all the time. But again, he's capitalizing on the fact that this is a trending topic, and he's talking about what foods to stock up on and what foods are healthy for you that you can still store and, be confident that you're keeping your family healthy. So let's go ahead and play that video.
Fly City family, what is up? It is Art and Bobby back at the grocery store on the north side of Chicago, the Walmart neighborhood market to be exact, because a lot of people are asking me about the coronavirus and what I think of it. And hey guys, I'm not a doctor. I do not even pretend to play one on YouTube, but I do know about the best preserved and canned foods in the grocery store. And hey, we might have a situation where a pandemic is going to happen here, and I think stocking up on some stuff that won't go bad, that don't need refrigeration, but also are healthy is probably a good idea.
Let's go ahead and skip forward to some of
this
his.
is my happy place, right?
And again, so what I like is he's just doing what he always does, but he knows that this is something that people care about, so he's integrating it. He's capitalizing two niches here. Number one niche is what to buy at the grocery store that's healthy, and two, what to stock up on if the coronavirus gets worse. And again, I don't know about you, I'm a fan of sauerkraut myself, so he's just talking about why this one is better. So this is just an example of somebody that's creating content. And let's go ahead and stop it because I still hear the audio. But this is an example of somebody that's already creating content, and he's combining it with this interest, this raised interest called the coronavirus, right? And everything around COVID-19 is creating content. But I think the point I'm trying to make here with this point, or with number, I think we're on 3, is the fact that he even has the opportunity to capitalize on it because he has a YouTube channel. He's already creating content. So if you're creating content, are you able to use this time to share some valuable information, right? Create content that's relevant for people in this interest in coronavirus. But do you even have a channel period to create content from home? right? A lot of content creators right now are really safe because they already create content and it's a home-based business for most people. They don't have to go into office or studio. Like, even though this is studio away from my home, I'm still able to create content. I'm a daily vlogger. So if there was a time that you want to consider starting a channel so that you can have a home-based business, so you're not affected by what's going on in the economy. And even though, we all have to take into consideration quarantine or staying away from public areas, the fact that our business model can keep going. And so this is why I love these examples. Number one, because they're capitalizing on this trending topic, which I'm telling you, like, it's millions. People are searching this by the tens of millions, and it's going to only grow. But secondly, the fact that they have a YouTube channel to create content and their business model isn't affected. Sean, anything else you want to drop us with in terms of point 3?
Yeah, so our third tip here is think about how you can pivot your content strategy. And really, this is a tactic we teach called trend surfing. This is obviously a trending topic. So how is it that you surf it as a content creator? We've had some great questions coming in, and thank you for the super chats. We're going to be answering those towards the end of the video. And if you've been getting value so far, hit the like button. But this kind of reminds me of a story, Benji, of Do It on a Dime. And Do It on a Dime is, we interviewed her years ago. So her channel sounds like it sounds about frugal living, dollar store ideas, how to save money, things like that. The reason I bring her up as a story, not just for the content she's creating now. She's at 1.3 million subscribers. When we interviewed her, she was around 200,000. That's a lot, but it speaks to her consistency, and she's been doing this, for years. And what we learned was actually that she launched her channel during the last major financial recession, right around 2008, when the dot-com bubble happened, something that Benji and I will also share later because we were affected by that. She thought, okay, this is a crisis. This is affecting a lot of families. How do I turn obstacles into opportunities? Well, people's finances are tighter. People are thinking about how to stretch a dollar, make it last longer. They're looking for more DIY dollar store type ideas. So she launched a channel, and it actually prospered because of how it was positioned during that challenging time. Well, right now we're in another challenging time. And so I would encourage you, here's some thoughts of maybe video ideas or even niches that are going to do really well during this time. DIY. I saw some people in the comments, I've got a crafting channel. I may not do a video about coronavirus, but what could I do? Well, you could just double down on the fact that someone's like, I got more time at home. I've always wanted to crochet. Now I'm searching for it on YouTube, and just double down on creating content. Or there could just be DIY tips that are thinking about how to stretch when you have less dollars or you're more afraid of investing your dollars. A lot of businesses and business owners are constricting as well as spending. The survival niche, of course, that's going to really flourish right now. Survival, tents, safety, water filtration. We're going to talk about some ways to make money, but then you think about there's stuff we might want to order online so we're more prepared. And if you have a video educating people about 10 things you need in your house that you probably don't have in your house, by the way, all 10 things are in the description on Amazon. You're positioned to not just help and serve people, but also monetize. Anything about making money from home. There's so many great ways to do that. We're not even really talking about how you could freelance from home, sign up on Upwork.com, potentially do some coupon related things, or even rev.com lets you close caption like other people's videos, like whatever it is. But tips on how to make money from home, a lot of people are going to be asking that question. Cooking and prep, entertainment. More people are like, dude, I need something for my kids to watch. You could do entertaining content and offer entertainment at home as well as education at home. This is an opportunity. Whether you want to learn YouTube, make sure you're subscribed here and check out the resources, and we'll link those in the description. It's a chance for people I got more time. So how can you educate? Maybe people are like, shoot, I'm not sending my kids to school. Let me put them in front of some educational content on YouTube. Fitness, start a series on home workouts. And so now people are like, shoot, I want to work out from home, and they can watch your 20-minute yoga tutorial or your 20-minute, whatever, this jogging thing, whatever it is. So just how is it that you can pivot your content strategy and maybe start a channel if you haven't started, which these types of niches, if you're passionate about them, are great for the future anyways, and even for the next ups and downs that are surely come in life. But then also maybe it's just a series. Maybe you already do fitness, but you pivot so that you put out some content related to either directly related to COVID-19 or indirectly. Just the fact that you're pumping out content that is related to the way people are thinking during times of crisis. Benji.
Yeah, you know what's crazy, Sean, is even when all this passes, and eventually it will, like there will be a cure or some kind of therapeutic, and governments around the world will figure this out, all these hot niches that Sean just mentioned are still going to be relevant. In fact, they're going to continue to grow as the population grows. We talk about this all the time. There's 2 billion logged in users on YouTube every single month. Well, what happens when the other 4 billion want to start consuming content as well? What if they want to start YouTube channels or just watch videos? They want to get into social media and connect with other people. You're not only preparing yourself right now, or potentially right now surviving through this with this YouTube channel, home-based business, content that people can consume in the comfort of their homes, but you're preparing yourself for the future. You know, Sean and I are talking about this, but this is no different than what we were saying 6-12 months ago. And so what's exciting here is there's basically 2 opportunities here. Number one, preparing for anything that could happen, obviously, and what is happening, but also building the foundation for something greater long term. So let's go ahead and get into tip number 4, but hit that like button if you guys are getting credit or value out of this. Comment below on how is the coronavirus affecting you. Do you have a YouTube channel? Have you already put out content related to this? We definitely want to know and love connecting with you guys, the community on this channel in the comments area. Sean, drop us with point number 4 before we get into the rest of the content.
Yes. So if you're just joining us, tip number 1 on these 5 ways to turn obstacles into opportunities during a crisis. Every obstacle contains hidden opportunity. Number 2, now is the time to start or scale your YouTube channel. Number 3, think about how you can pivot your content strategy. And number 4, out of 5 tips, making money from home has never been easier or smarter. And, you know, what we mean by this is we're not trying to say that like it's just dead simple. But what we are trying to say is we have to look back. There was a time when we didn't have the internet. There was a time when we didn't have YouTube. There was a time when you couldn't work remotely. It wasn't even an option. But the fact that even as we saw in Silicon Valley Girls video, that even big companies are having their people stay home. Up in Seattle, Microsoft, Amazon are having multiple people work from home to reduce the spread of this. Well, that's because of the internet. It's because of all this opportunity. So the question is to say, man, how can you make money from home? This channel is going to help you do that on YouTube, and we've got great videos on that. We're going to share a few tips here. But by thinking about this, even though it takes time to build momentum in earning money from home, crisis should make us more aware that sometimes we get comfortable and maybe we should always be getting prepared. And so let's talk about some of the opportunities. Of course, YouTube AdSense. You know, news channels, the truth is, are actually look forward to opportunities like this. You would hope that they're not celebrating a virus, but what they are celebrating is general advertising revenue, higher viewership, clickbait titles, headlines, panic, paranoia. For better or worse, it's just the simple fact of asking what kind of content is going to be more viewed right now. Even just from the fact that if you create content monetized on YouTube, you can actually make a great living just off of AdSense, especially if you're in a higher viewed niche. And that kind of goes back to the last tip. What kind of videos might, in a way of integrity, that's what we believe here, with honesty, serving people, integrity, and helping, hopefully, and not causing hysteria and panic, but actually serving people, you can still get a lot of views and make money in the process. You could do affiliate marketing. We mentioned if you were talking about like 5 things most homes are not prepared for, that you need in your home that you can order on Amazon. Again, I'm like, shoot, I need all 5 of those. I'll order them. Thank you for the video. I clicked your links and you're earning money. Or the simple fact that we've got many videos. Again, it doesn't have to actually be related to coronavirus. For those that I saw with tech channels, you said, I've got tech to review. Review it all. Batch those videos. Shoot to do tons of comparison videos versus videos. Maybe you haven't hit all those kitchen items you wanted to review. Affiliate marketing. If you're new to that tip, make sure to check out some of the videos we have here on Video Influencers that'll teach you step by step how to do that. Of course, freelancing. You could freelance for yourself, for others. You can look up ways to freelance and do graphic design, YouTube management, writing for people, administration for people. You know, Upwork.com is a great place to hire freelancers, but it's also a great place where you could, and that's Upwork.com, actually fill out an application and give your services, transcribing things, answering phones for people. So you don't have to sit home and think there's no way, I got no opportunity. If you got an internet connection, if you got a phone, if you still are able to keep your power on and pay your internet bill, there is ways for you to make money from home. And we will be following up with that. Plus, we've got videos in our library, and we'll link to a playlist in the description below. And then the other one is like crowdfunding. You know, when people, by the way, thank you for the super chats. And again, we just wanted to equip your audience, but we're grateful that, again, we're here. We have YouTube ads on this channel, right? We appreciate the super chats. And when we talk about tech or other things, there might be affiliate marketing. We've created resources like our book and different things we have been building for the past 10 years towards even a moment like this. So we've created freedom in our family, in our lifestyle with our team and all these different things. This is such a moment for you to be thinking about around those same ways. And shoot, I know gaming is competitive. We have a great video that Benji did with Skip the Tutorial in our library. Make sure to check that one out about how to grow your gaming channel this year. But live streaming, I know gamers get donations, you know, sometimes you could just, might as well, like, how can you maximize this opportunity? Stream, but don't just play video games, play them online and start a gaming channel, because then you can also monetize, build your influence. And this gives you that opportunity for, again, more people searching, more people looking for things. And you have the opportunity in the midst of this obstacle to think about how you can monetize. What do you think, Benji, about making money from home?
Well, that was just perfect timing for me to talk about YouTube secrets. Go to tubesecretsbook.com. This has everything you need to know about starting a YouTube channel, crushing it on this platform. But the reason I'm bringing this up isn't necessarily to talk about you guys buying it, but when we first got the idea to write this book, you know, Sean and I had a heart and a passion for helping other creators. And so we thought, in addition to writing this book, let's start a YouTube channel. But we're not going to just talk about what we know. Let's interview other people. So this is back in 2015. And since then, we've literally interviewed hundreds of people. As you know, we have a Saturday morning show every Saturday here on Video Influencers. Sean and I go out to all kinds of events, maybe less in the future, the near future. But we have interviewed a lot of people. And I'd say the number one most surprising thing, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, Sean, is that the rate of people succeeding and the speed at which they're having success is not slowing down. In fact, people are blowing up even faster. They're making even more money. There's people that we interview all the time that are doing laps around Sean and I. You know, Sean and my wife, Judy, they're literally some of the two most not only influential, but most successful entrepreneurs, business people on this platform I know. And this is after doing this for 20 years combined and interviewing people for 5 years. And literally everybody from the unknown gardener in Las Vegas to the Gary Vaynerchuks. And we're always surprised by the news stories, the new channels, the amounts of money that people are making. And I do believe that those people right now are positioned in a way where they're going to have even more opportunity, even more success. So if you're thinking it's too late, you know, I should have started 10 years ago, you're so incorrect. And I'm just telling you based off of observation and seeing other channels, not even myself. But I can tell you after doing this for a decade, I'm seeing new opportunities. I'm able to take advantage of the foundation we laid, not just on my vlog channel with my wife and the family brand that we have, but even here on Video Influencers every single month. And I do believe as people isolate themselves and they're on the digital media, on their phones, on their devices, watching YouTube content especially, that you're going to be perfectly positioned to be part of that new e-commerce, that digital economy. And if you don't have a platform, if you don't have a channel or a profile or an audience, then you're going to be playing catch up. So we would urge you to start today. But question of the day, how are you responding to COVID-19? How is it affecting you? Let us know in the comments area. Of course, I also want to know what kind of channel you have and how you're going to take advantage of the coronavirus and what's going on in terms of that trending topic. Sean, anything you want to talk about before we get into tip number 5?
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you in how this is affecting you, maybe some of the content ideas you personally have, and how maybe the stream, if it's adding value to you, some of the takeaways. And also, we're going to be doing just a few questions in a second. So if you have a specific question, Jesse will hit your question. Thanks for the super chat. We'll hit a couple of those. But let's just hit tip number 5 before some bonus tips around Q&A. Number 5 is this. Prepare now for the next crisis. Prepare now for the next crisis. Here's the truth. You know, we're not here. We don't want to put out hype that like you could start a YouTube channel tomorrow and make an extra $10,000 a month by Friday. It does take time to learn new skills, to learn new strategies, to adventure out and punch fear in the face and press record and start a channel or start a TikTok. But you got to start. And I think that in the midst of a crisis, and I agree with Benji, I think that this will probably get worse before it gets better. But I also think, and you know, conservative recommendations or estimates are saying that, you know, thank God that the coronavirus is what it is, and it's not worse. It's not as bad as plagues the worst the world has faced. We don't know the full economic toll yet, but here's the fact. There's going to be good days ahead, and there's also going to be bad days ahead. And when, if you will, our safety is shaken a little bit, if our day-to-day life is shaken a little bit, times like this give us a chance to pause and ask ourselves, how can I prepare even now in the midst of this crisis for the next crisis? And that's kind of the theme of the stream. Like, building your influence and your income online takes time, but we can evaluate our preparedness. And Benji and I think about this. You know, I'm 36 now, and Benji and I met back in 2010, a few years after The Big Short, and we were in the hardest season of our life. Benji was a real estate agent, and so that's affecting his business and homes and the homes he's living in and whatnot. My wife and I had an investment property. They lost their job. The tenants lost their job. They stopped paying rent, and we couldn't float it. We're living in a home with multiple families because we wanted it to be an investment for the future, so we were renting out rooms while I'm waiting tables at Red Robin. And at the same time, my wife, Sonia, gets hit with a chronic illness. We were dual income family. She's working a couple jobs. I'm working a couple jobs, but her health gets so bad. She drops to 82 pounds and almost dies that she's not working anymore. It makes sense. I was also working part-time at a church. Some people in the church stole some money, and the church was like 1,600 people on Easter in our small town, shrunk to 200 people. So I'm no longer working there, trying to figure out how to support my family, why one home is going into foreclosure because the tenants leave and we can't float it, why we're trying to keep the home that we're in, and we're in the midst of this complete world falling down around us. And Benji and I actually met at the YMCA towards 2010, just a few years after all the pain and the setbacks and all this stuff was happening. So while this current crisis is happening, it gives us remembrance of a time back then, which a couple things. One, let me know if you're like, yeah, I was there. I remember The Big Short. 2, we know there's some people in our community, you have lived through mainly good economic times. You've lived through not maybe a lot of events like this that give you a shifted perspective that kind of rocks your sense of security. But here's what we've learned. We've learned that, wow, we always want to be preparing for a rainy day. Benji and I have built our businesses since then, thinking about, here's a couple questions. Are you living paycheck to paycheck? This is maybe a reminder that it's probably good to spend less than you make and save for a rainy day, because you never know if your job's going to get disrupted or if your life's going to get disruptive. Are you building a side hustle today in case your main hustle disappears? It might be coronavirus. It might be the next thing. Nothing in life is guaranteed, so diversifying is just smart. So even while I had a day job, I'm hustling, trying to build my YouTube channel, making extra money with affiliate marketing. Eventually, even when I had a full-time salary, I was still making $300 to $500 extra a month on my side hustle, getting me ready for the day I jumped out and went full time on YouTube. And so I had a comfortable salary living with my wife in Las Vegas, working at a church. I was still hustling on the side because I learned this: the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. Putting in the work when times are good. Right now, times are questionable and bad, but you got to put in the work now. Build that channel, build that side hustle. Think about diversification of income. Think about your preparedness. Think about that if 5 years from now, something worse happens, you want to be like Do It on a Dime, and you want to start your DIY niche frugal living channel today, so you're prepared for tomorrow. And, are you diversifying your income? So prepare now for the next crisis, and really think about that this hopefully gets remedied and really resolves itself. But even still, it should be, if you will, kind of a wake-up call to think, what am I doing today to prepare for tomorrow and to save money, diversify my income? Benji and I, all day long, we've been talking about business, about staffing, about what we're doing. I had a meeting with the Think Media team this morning where we talked about what's coming down the calendar for us, how's this shifting our calendar, and how are we preparing, and how aware are we for the ups, not just the ups, but also the downs of business. Benji, prepare now for the next crisis.
Crazy. I mean, like thinking back to those years where Sean and I were living through a whole nother crisis, right? That was called the real estate and financial crisis. And now we're talking about a viral, infectious crisis. And I'm just like the economy crashing, and it's just all lining up. It's a perfect storm. And what's crazy is, Sean and I, we've been blessed based off of our work and our building over a decade to be in this position where we're able to spread this news and share with you our experience. But I've been secretly waiting for this because I remember back then there was so much doom and gloom, and people thought the world was literally coming to the end. There was talks about World War III, and things are going to come crashing down, and really it didn't. Like, things came back, and I can't predict what's going to happen during this, but I know the human spirit is so strong, and it can overcome really anything, and this is no different. And the question is, are you going to put your head in the sand, or are you going to look up and look beyond the short-term challenges to look how you're going to prepare yourself, your family, your bank account, your business, to make sure that you're still thriving? And I'm going to tell you this, I really do believe this is a short-term thing. I don't think this is going to lead us into a depression or anything crazy like that. There might be a recession, but still, this is an opportunity for you to finally revisit what you maybe have never started, or maybe have flirted with but never followed through with. The one thing I know everybody has right now is a lot of time. If you're getting let go from work, or you're being told to work from home, or you're avoiding events like that right now, no one has an excuse. Almost everybody is not going out to eat, or they're canceling their plans to travel. So you're at home, you have time. That's a good thing for you. Most people, they'll be reading news articles, looking at crazy updates on the virus, the doom and gloom, all that kind of stuff. No, what I would like you to do is shift your attention to how are you going to make the most of this time that you've been blessed with. Now, obviously, the coronavirus is not a blessing, right? But the blessing in the midst of the chaos, is that you can start exploring things you never got to explore before because you use the excuse of not having enough time. You definitely have enough time. So, one more thing I want to allude on, and then we got to wrap this up. We're going to take a couple questions, is people are saying, well, you're telling us to create content around the coronavirus. It could get demonetized if it's in the title. People are, and we got the Jesse James Project saying, if they're demonetized, wouldn't this defeat the whole point? Well, I'll tell you this, Sean and I, we did not create this video for you, this broadcast, because we are worried or even really focused on any kind of income. We want to do this because we feel it's the right thing. But also, what's more important than any income loss from advertisement is attention. That's the point we're trying to make. And the attention right now is on this. So whether you're the grocery guy talking about how to stock up on the right foods during the coronavirus, or you're that gal from Silicon Valley, she's reporting on what's going on in San Francisco because it's relevant to her community, her content. How are you going to shift? How are you going to adjust? How are you going to position yourself to make the most of this situation rather than looking at it as a doom and gloom and all hope is lost? Sean, I know that was a huge rant from both of us. Anything you want to add to that, or are there any questions that we want to ask first?
Yeah, this one kind of ties in. And so Jesse's question was great. And you hit it exactly right, Benji. Like, we even thought because of putting coronavirus in the title, this video might get demonetized. And so we thought that's fine. Because as Benji mentioned, hopefully, eventually, you're creating multiple streams of income. And so we've got other things going on. Don't miss the VI live show this coming Saturday. We want to even equip you with other types of things. And hopefully you've blown up your business eventually. It takes time to build, whether it's you build an online course, you build a book, you've got affiliate marketing, you've got brand deals because you built a niche channel like we do. So we work with things like vidIQ. But here's the key. Again, you don't have to make videos about coronavirus. Think about what's happening in people's life. Making money from home, working out from home, entertaining your kids or educating your kids, or people learning. You can just be making content that doesn't actually have to directly have potentially this keyword in the title. Flight Path, Benji, and I'd love to hear your question about this. And thanks for the super chat, Flight Path. Not sure if I missed it, but any thoughts on advertisers pulling out and possibly lowering CPM rates? Thanks for talking on this subject. And so that's a good point too. Number one, if you put coronavirus in your title, your video might get monetized. Two, it also might, overall, your AdSense might go down. We've got great videos. In fact, we'll link on in the description below to our playlist on 5 videos that are must watch. Why you got time at home? Grab a journal, watch this series on how to start, grow, and monetize a YouTube channel, entirely free, right for you on YouTube, right here on YouTube for you. And it talks about monetizing. Again, YouTube ads is the tip of the iceberg. Benji and Judy on their vlog channel, they've got YouTube ads, sometimes affiliate marketing if they talk about a product. They've got brand deals where they work with brands and brand partnerships and sponsorships. They just created an amazing bathrobe line. And so now they have JMK, which is a new brand. So they've been building that for years. But remember, plan today, right? Prepare now for the next crisis. These are some of the things you want to be building out. And so that's my thought, Benji, as far as what Flight Path was asking. Yeah, CPMs might go down. Remember, that's something you can't control. But what you can control is you can maybe double your videos. So maybe you get half the money, but double the videos, your ads would stay the same if you got the same viewership. Maybe you multiply and diversify your income streams. Again, ways to look at it. And then at the same time, while you're maybe increasing your efforts for less return, well, then you're just more diligent in your saving and your spending and what you're doing. You got to just think about how you could be proactive during this time. Any thoughts on that, Benji, specifically related to brands and what they're doing and how they're responding?
For sure. I mean, we're not wizards. We don't know what other people are going to spend and not spend. I do believe it could be affected. It could go up, it could go down, right? Some people, they won't be able to afford the ads because they're not producing as much or selling as much product. However, I do know that savvy entrepreneurs that understand that people are at home, that they're on their devices, and that they're consuming content will want to advertise more. In fact, there's going to be new opportunities for advertisement. But one thing I know for sure today, I just talked to a fellow creator. I won't name who they are, and they just got some events canceled on them. But because the physical event got canceled, it freed up budget for digital advertising. So they were able to get more in their campaign, and they actually got paid more for their work because there was a freed up budget there. So all that kind of stuff is going to happen. But what's most important is that they have a channel, they have an audience, they have the ability to create content and take advantage of the opportunity that came because of this situation. And so rather than focusing on advertisement or ads or even brand deals, which by the way, again, like brands, they still have to make a living. They still have to pay their bills and they want to profit. So they're going to figure out a way. And then the third point, remember, this isn't going to be forever. So you could be those people that run and are scared and are prepping, like I talked about that grocery guy. He's talking about like what to prep for. You can be one of those people that's doom and gloom and the world's ending. Or you could take advantage of this moment, especially if you're free up some of your time. You're not commuting as much. You're not going to work. So maybe you're more efficient with your work. You don't have as many meetings. You can say no to a lot of events. Like you have more time to lay the foundation to actually create content, start a channel, build your influence, create an income, and make an impact, which ultimately leads you to all the opportunities that are going to come now and later. I just want to give a quick shout out to Cody Coffee Business, just joined the VI Members Club. Thank you so much. If you guys want to get exclusive content behind the scenes, we do a monthly live broadcast. Just hit that join button. If you guys are getting value out of this, I know we've been going for a while now, hit that like button. That lets us know that this is valuable for you. Leave a comment in the comment area on what it is that the COVID-19 virus is doing to your life. How's it affecting your channels, your business, your daily life? We really want to get an idea how it's affecting the community. Sean, I don't know if there's any more questions we want to talk about, but give it to us.
Yeah. So a couple just final shout outs. Thanks again for being on this stream. This is your time to not belittle or be flippant or even not have empathy for the fact that the coronavirus is real and it's hurting a lot of people, but there's things you can control. So turn this obstacle into an opportunity for you, your channel, your family, your kids, your future. You can't control everything, but there are things we can control. I want to thank the Blast family for the super chat, and what a great channel. They're helping people with home remedies. Again, a lot of people are going to be staying home. How to do remedies from home, cook from home, best canned goods. Think about how that could effectively affect your channel or how you could create content. And so they've got a great channel for that. And thanks so much for the super chat, the Blast family, and also the Battle for Better. Thank you so much for the super chat. And also shout out to Valdo, who mentioned an Italian YouTuber got demonetized because he used the word coronavirus. Is it possible that something like that will happen? Of course. Here's the thing. YouTube is never about one video. It's okay for you to get a video demonetized. It's okay for you to get 30 videos demonetized. If you put out 300 videos and only 30 get demonetized, then that means 270 are still monetized. Furthermore, if a video gets demonetized, it still could grow your influence, your subscribers, your awareness, your attention, as Benji mentioned. So don't be too worried about any one piece of content. Be thinking about how you can add value, serve the world, be smart, be strategic, and position yourself right to ultimately be prepared for this crisis and the next one and turn this obstacle into opportunity. Definitely respond to the question of the day. Smack and Jack, good to see you. And Travis, thanks for being here. Brendan, how's this affecting you? And what are some video ideas that you maybe have after watching this? Tell us in the comments section below. Felicia just joined the VI members. Welcome to the membership here. And if you ever want to get those exclusive Q&As and all of that kind of stuff, you just click the join button below this video and you can learn more about that. Benji, of course, your stream is coming up every Saturday morning, the VI show. And so make sure you're subscribed here because we're committed to giving you tips, strategies to learn this stuff. How do you build a channel? How do you get views? How do you make money? What are the other video platforms? Because it's not just about YouTube. We got guests coming up. We have a whole new set of interviews coming up on the channel with people that are crushing it on LinkedIn, people that are doing stuff on Facebook. So online video, period, is the point of this channel because there's so much opportunity. And while there's challenges in the world, we want to help you with a powerful punch of positivity in the midst of negative situations. So Rockin', thanks for the super chat. Benji, let's land the plane.
Yes, you guys, if you guys got value out of this, hit that like button and make sure you pick up a copy of YouTube Secrets. We'll put the link down below that's going to help you crush it on this platform. And if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, visit our playlist right here, How to Start a Successful YouTube Channel in 2020. If you want to subscribe for more videos just like this, tap the screen right here. As always, we're helping build your influence, income, impact with online videos. We'll talk to you later.